This episode is brought to you by G2A.com for the best cheap games. Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome to the first episode of the final Leeds United career mode season. This is it. This is our final season. Season 5 will be it, and then we are done with career mode in FIFA 15. And we are going to have a massive first episode of this 5th season. This will be a huge episode with absolutely no gameplay. I don't even think we're even going to get out of July. I don't even think we'll get to a friendly. We are going to do so much transfer stuff, and I have to show you the new team, which, guys, I think you can already tell from the top deals, we've brought in some talent. It is a madness. It is absolutely mental. We already bought a ton of amazing players, world-class players, on, through pre-contracts in the previous season. We spent almost all of our money in the last January transfer window on pre-contract players, and we have got a shitload of them in abundance. Starting from top to bottom, we go with our goalkeeper, our new starting 11 goalkeeper in Chesney there. Of course, Silvestri. He's finally I've had enough of him. He's gone. He's a great goalkeeper at times, but unfortunately, most of the time, he's just absolutely shocking, and he just lets in some terrible goals. So I have no confidence in him. He's going to be going, and this is his replacement. Now, the back three looks like this. We've got Kaya, who, yes, has come from Galatasaray, and don't think that I don't know about the history and the very tragic history between those two clubs. But I refuse to believe that just because something that happened a long time ago, as tragic and as sad as it was, does not mean that we can't get a player, because he's absolutely quality, and I genuinely think he improves the team. And besides, he is our best centre-back technically in terms of an overall, so I will be absolutely ecstatic to see how he goes as a player. Moving on again, we have another centre-back. This is Diego Reyes, who we got from Porto, Mexican, and he's a little bit taller as well. I believe he's 6'2". Oh, I thought he was taller than that, but he'll be sitting in the centre of the three centre-backs there. And there is also, of course, our captain, Lyon, who we've had from the start. We, of course, transferred him in, I think, in the very first transfer window, and he just has he's kept on going from high 60s to what he is now. Stunning. Our centre defensive mid is still Victor Wanyama, who was absolutely sensational and a freaking tank last season. We've got Sarko at the left midfield. He's nearly 30 now. We've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, who that probably won't be the case for long. I am looking at maybe getting a replacement for him. We've got Roberto Firmino at the centre attacking midfield spot. He really started to have a good season right toward the end, but we did get him last season in the January transfer window. Depay is going to be our left winger. He was still at PSV, even at that point in the season when we picked him up last season. So we've got him now. He's 81 rated, but trust me, in-game, he's incredible, and he's going to be a lot better than that, trust me. Lacazette, our striker and our hero, is still going up. 88 rated, what an absolute superstar, our main guy. And then Raheem Sterling, who was still at Liverpool as well, we got him on a pre-contract. He's 86. Substitutes look like this. We've got Yorzo Kor, Tyus Browning, Alan Stevanovic, Lewis Cook, Farzbar Luli, the centre attacking midfielder there. We've got Paulo Dybala, who's again another pre-contract signing, brilliant, and Ricardo Kishner. That's our bench. And now for our reserves, and you can probably tell we've got a lot of reserves. It's got to be said. We actually have 41 out of the 42 players we're allowed to have in career mode. So I'm thinking about selling a few, trading a few players as well, just to clear up some space and to bring in the talent for our final season. Now, these are the players that I'm going to be looking to sell. There's a few transfer listed there. A lot of centre attacking midfielders I have, which is funny. My philosophy going into this season is this. I want, for most positions on the field, let's say for this example, it's a striker. I want one extremely good striker, one pretty good striker to be sitting on the bench, and then one okay striker to be a backup if need be. And since we have a lot of centre attacking mids and a lot of very, not great rated players that will not be getting run in the team too often, I'm going to be selling a few of them. Those are Callum McGregor, who's been here for a while and just done absolutely F-all. He's 25 and 71. We got him at 68 or something like that. He's been very poor. Zan Benedictic, despite being a god, he's too good for this team. That's just the fact. I've got to do the right thing and let him go. Adrian as well, not really growing. Maybe in part because I've played other centre attacking mids over him, but his growth hasn't really been too tremendous this season either. It can happen with some players that have decent potentials. They just don't fulfill them. That's okay. And Niang, again, another right winger who has the upside, has the potential, but isn't really growing either. And we do have a lot of wingers, so he might have to go too. I might actually even trade him for another winger. We're actually short of a few left wingers, but we have an abundance of right wingers. You might also notice that Silvestri's not transfer listed. Well, that's for a reason. It's because Silvestri actually was tied with another goalkeeper for the most amount of clean sheets in the Premier League. And again, that's testament to he can turn it on and then he can have a shit one. And then again, a clean sheet isn't always down to the goalkeeper. It's to a good defense. But there you go. And because of that, and if you play career mode, you know what that means. That means that we're going to get a lot of offers for him very early, and they're going to be worth a lot more than what he's worth. And if we transfer list him, then we're only going to be getting offers that are around his value or less. So I know that for a fact. We are absolutely going to get some offers very early. And before we advance and get those offers, I'm going to show you my shortlist, because these are a bunch of players that I'm going to try to trade players I've already got for, and you know, players that are maybe a bit younger, for slightly older players that are higher rated, and maybe potentially in their last year of their contract, because that is huge as well. Like, let's have a look at Nkalu, for example. His contract expires in 12 months. He's a little bit older, highly rated. If we trade a centre back that's maybe a bit younger and maybe not as good, about mid 70s or high 70s, for him, then we can make that trade happen. But I'm not going to do that just yet, because we do have a few players, as I scroll down, you can have a look for yourselves, that, for example, Michael Bradley, we don't have his full stats yet, so some we do have stats for, some we don't. And again, I know that you've looked in there, are some ridiculously good players in there, but we will take care of that in a second. We are going to advance the first couple of weeks, sell the dead weight and the players that we're not looking to keep, and then we'll get into this when we have all that information. So, without further ado, let's advance and finally get this 5th season underway. We have 20 more episodes to go. I'm going to try to hit 100 episodes. The finale is episode 100. That'd be sick, and what a testament to this series. It's been one of the best series I've done so far. You guys are enjoying it, and thank you so much for the support. 5 days in, haven't gotten anything yet, just picked up a notification, but the menus are moving so slowly. That's exactly how it happens. It isn't even a transfer offer. It's Liam Moore complaining about his wages. We just picked up a scout report. We're yet to actually get a transfer. We went 10 days and finally got a transfer offer. And what did I tell you? Marco Silvestri. Liam Moore accepts his new contract as well, which is great. Now, Marco Silvestri, what do we got? Exactly 10 million. But you can see right there, Silvestri's playing great football, most clean sheets last season. So we can get it between 15 and basically 20. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I do not expect San Etienne to actually, come at me and say, yeah, sure, 20, that's good. Lazio, on the other hand, there we go. So we've heard back from them. Lazio would pay 16. I'll level that out and counter for 18. And San Etienne, they've increased by $500,000 when I gave them 20. Wow. Okay. Looks like Lazio are the only ones taking us seriously right now. 18 million. They've got to accept that, surely. I mean, they'll probably come back at us with like 17 or some shit. And as for this mob, I'm going to go back to 17.5. I don't care. Submit that. I mean, this is dead. We just picked up another transfer offer for Marco Silvestri. This one from Milan. I wonder if I'll be able to push these guys for the 20 that we're after. 20.5. Yep, sure. They've come back with 14.5. Once again, I'll maybe get that back to about 17.5. Boom. At this point, I just want to get him out. Lazio have accepted the $18 million counter offer. So boom, that's that. San Etienne still only wouldn't pay 10.5. Mate, cheapskates, fuck off. All I have to do is wait for confirmation, and I never have to worry about, unless I somehow end up facing Lazio. And there's oh my god, a transfer offer for the god, Zan Benediktic. I have to do it. You know what? He's just the best player ever. He's got a goal to game ratio. He's guaranteed. He's good for a goal every single game that he played in this career mode. I know he's so good, but he's just got to go. I know. It's sad. It's just a part of football though. And Zan Benediktic is gone. We got 925 grand back from the board after the sale to Blackburn Rovers, and he is done. An end of an absolute era. What a god. Who else in this career mode can say that they're good for a goal a game? Every game that they played, they scored. They averaged 1 goal a game. What a god. We just had a player sold. I'm assuming it's got to be the only player that we're looking to sell. And the only player that we were selling at that moment. The menu is taking forever. This is what happens when you get deep into career mode. But he has gone to Lazio. We got 15.5 million for the sale of Marco Silvestri. It is over. It's finally over. I never have to put up with Silvestri again. And then another player that we're looking to sell. And then another one. It's about 100 grand less, but that's fine. Callum McGregor, gone. That was very quick. Callum McGregor's now out. And now, we have got scout reports back for all the players that we didn't have full stats on. So, I'm going to go back into my shortlist. And we're going to start maybe potentially trying to see if a few trades might be on offer. First up are these two centre-backs, Nkalu and Martin Caceres. I'm going to try to trade for Joel Matip. He's like my 4th, 5th best centre-back, something like that. Didn't play him too much. And these two look terrific and maybe even starting 11 immediately. So I'm going to make that trade. I'm not actually going to show you this part of the whole, sending in the contracts and everything. Otherwise, it will take up a big chunk of time. I'm just going to say the player that I'm trading for the, players on the shortlist that I'm going to try to get. And then I'll just move on to the next group. So they're the two centre-backs done. Martin Caceres just there. Now, we've got two right wingers that I'm looking at. We've got Lyon and Eric Lamela. Two right midfielders that I'm really looking at getting. Lyon, though, obviously is the one that I'm really after, if possible. But he might be a bit expensive because he's not in the last year of his contract. Lamela is. So I'm going to offer Oxlade-Chamberlain for Lyon and Eric Lamela, and we will see what their clubs have to say about that. Now for these two, Michael Bradley and yes, Yaya Toure, who is 35 years of age, but because he's so goddamn old and still terrific, I actually could get him for really, really cheap and maybe trade a very not great player that I have who's a bit younger for this player. It could work, but even if it doesn't, we've got Michael Bradley, who still is almost as consistent, not as good though, but as consistent with his stats as Yaya Toure. So I'm going to be trading Nabil Bentaleb for these two players, and Michael Bradley, 6.6 to 9.3. I mean, surely this would happen, but Yaya Toure, maybe. Next up, we're looking for a backup left midfielder as well. And yes, this is a backup left midfielder. Sarko is 82 rated, Julian Draxler is 82 rated, and Quado Asamoah is 83 rated and technically better, but I don't want to throw out Sarko, to be totally honest, but this would be a terrific left midfielder backup because we don't really have a quality left midfielder backup at the moment. So I'm going to be trading, I believe, that's right, Serge Gnabry. We have a lot of right midfielders at the moment, and Serge Gnabry hasn't really been growing all too much, but he's still sitting around the mid-70s for me. And I'm going to try to trade for these two, both in the last year of their contracts, and I might have to throw a little bit of cash on top of the trade as well. So Serge Gnabry there, we could get him between 11 and 15 million, so I'm going to maybe chuck on just 3 million just to start off, and then we'll see what they say. So that's Draxler and Asamoah done. And if both of them accepted, I genuinely am going to have a hard time picking between the two. But the final ones are Alexis Sanchez. Yes, Alexis Sanchez last season, let's remember. And Yannick Ferreira Carrasco if we cannot get Alexis Sanchez, which is probably going to be a stretch. The fact that Alexis Sanchez is in the last year of his contract and he's actually injured as well. He's actually done a lateral collateral ligament. Then maybe that might help us. I don't know. But either way, the player that we're going to be trying to trade for him is, wait, I've already passed him, Niang. We do have a lot of right wingers, and we got a lot of great right wingers as well. Niang has been growing, and we do need another left winger. And if we could somehow figure this out, and again, if they come back and give us a cash value, I might try to match it. And just in case the most likely thing happens in the Sanchez deal doesn't go through, I traded for Niang as well. We are done. Oh my God, that took a long time. So we're going to advance 4 days till the next friendly. We might not hear about any of those transfer offers, or are we going to get absolutely shit spammed with a bunch of them? And we have one accepted there, I see, from Toronto. A lot of unacceptables, though. That's, I have a transfer offer for Adrian, though. I might just really quickly take care of that. 3.5, 3.5. You know what? That's fine. We'll get rid of him as well. So there is Adrian going as well. He's, yeah, unfortunate. Now, Arsenal. They have flat out for no for Alexis Sanchez. Draxler. We could pay 9.5 and maybe get Draxler. Now Man City, nothing for Yaya Toure. They've accepted for Michael Bradley, which is an okay trade in my opinion because he's just 30 years of age and, you know, he's in the 80s and he's super well-rounded. Spurs, we'd have to pay 13 million. Chelsea, unacceptable. We'd have to pay 22.5 million. Juventus, also unacceptable for Martin Caceres. And Enkalu, we'd need to pay 2.5 million on top for Joel Matip, which I also think that is okay as well. Well, we couldn't get Yaya Toure, which is unfortunate, but I am still very happy with getting Michael Bradley. 80 grand, 3 years, we'll just send that off to him. Marseille said they wanted 2.5 on top of the Matip trade for this to happen, so we're going to send that off as well. So now we move on to the right midfielders. We could get Lamela, or we could get Willian. Willian, we're going to have to pay 22.5 on top of Oxlade-Chamberlain in the trade, and then Lamela would only be 13. Now, Willian is this really explosive, pacey, agile player that's just an absolute ridiculous player for Chelsea every time I play against them. And Lamela is pretty well-rounded with his technical attributes, but doesn't have that ridiculous physicality about him and that pace. So it's a tough decision. What I might do is offer 10 million for Lamela there, and I might go to Willian, and I might maybe, 22? Maybe offer 15. I could get lucky. You never know. He's definitely more expensive, but he's definitely the better player. I think, in my opinion. He may not be super well-rounded with his technical attributes like Lamela is, but I'd really love to. I've wanted Willian for a long time. Now, for the first friendly of the season, I'm throwing out a bunch of my, rotated players. This is technically one of my not as good teams. How much you want to bet we'll pick up an injury? I'm just going to sim it all. We've actually... wow, that's not a good start. We've lost our first sim, but at least we didn't get an injury. That's all I fucking give a shit about. We got one more trade offer as well. Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, 16 million we'd have to pay for him on top of Niang. So I don't really think that's going to be worth it. We'll probably not be selling, we probably won't be trading Niang. We'll probably just be selling him for, what's he worth? Spurs want 6.5. Let's at least bump that up to, let's say, 8.5. So Niang looks like he is going to go for the 8.5 million. That's more cash we're bringing in. Players sold, Adrian's now gone as well, and Juventus have accepted for Asamoah the 3 million plus Serge Gnabry as well. Oh wow, and he's 83 rated as well. I think we've gotten a really good deal there. That actually is probably the best piece of business we've done so far. Gnabry is about 76, Asamoah's 83, Gnabry is a lot younger, but oh, I'm telling you, I like that. I like that. And Asamoah is going to be battling with Sarko to take his top spot, to take that starting 11 left mid spot. So we'll submit the offer. 160 grand, 3 years. That should be enough. And now we advance 2 more days. I swear that team's Granada. I don't know if I'm wrong or not, but I've got this weird feeling it is. But still, we continue on. Michael Bradley has accepted. Transfer offer unaccepted. We'll need to pay 22.5 for Willian from the looks of things. Marseille have also accepted for Enkelou as well. But the first signing I'm going to make in this transfer window is going to be Michael Bradley for Nabil Bentaleb. Pleb is out, and in comes Bradley. Enkelou as well, he wants 140, 3 years, submit that, give him that. And you know what, I really do want Willian, so I'm just going to give them what they're asking for. 22.5 plus Oxlade-Chamberlain, maybe paying a little bit more than what he's worth there. Obviously 13 million more than his value, but I just, like, Oxlade-Chamberlain was really giving me nothing. And finally, I reckon Willian could be that right midfielder that we really could need. Final day, simulate, transfer offer accepted. Oh, for Eric Lamela. Wow, and this makes it, ooh. He's not the best player that we're chasing in terms of a right midfielder, but we could get him for a pretty good amount of value, I would think, maybe, but I'd have to think about it. So another game that we're going to simulate, another friendly, and it is Granada. I fucking told you. I just had this feeling. Now, let's see if we can win this one. No, there's an injury, but it's not to me. Thank God, and it's a draw. That's okay. Player sold as well. Niang has now gone to Spurs, and we picked up 7 million. And we now would have a pretty solid transfer budget, I would think. Have a look at this. We have got a bit of money, and we can absolutely throw some cash around, I think. So, you know what? I'm going to pay for Willian. We're going to get the quality in the final season of this career mode. We're going to go for the player that I want. It's the last season. Let's do it. We're going to get Willian. Advancing to the final friendly against Mönchengladbach, and we have 2 contract offer accepts as well. We got a transfer offer for a player I'm not looking to sell, but moving on. Contract offer accepted. Contract offer accepted. Let's get him in. Enkelou, that'll be a great pickup as well. He'll probably go straight on to the maybe bench, maybe even starting 11. We'll see. And Asamoah for Gnabry. And plus 3 mil. I reckon that is the best deal that we've had so far. And the transfer business just does not stop. We've got Eric Lamela saying yes to a contract. We could get him right now if we wanted. But we also have an accept from Chelsea. 22.5 plus Oxlade-Chamberlain. And the fucking wages. Okay, this is why that's going to be a great feature in FIFA 16, the auto-adjust in the transfer budget. But fuck me. God, that's so annoying. Alright, I'm back. 190 grand, 3 years. Submit the offer. Let's do it. Come on. This is the final season. I've got the cash. Let's splash the cash if we really need to bring in the amazing players that we need. The final friendly right now against Borussia Mönchengladbach. We're going to simulate. Are we really finally going to win a game? Lewis Cook with the winner in the 89th minute. No way. And that is it. Alright, sweet. We ended up winning 1 friendly right toward the end there. And no injuries as well, thank God. And immediately after that, we got the contract offer accepted from Willian. So, I'm going to accept that. There we go. We now are sitting with about 15 million and 150, a little over 150 grand worth of remaining wage budget. So we're going to confirm that one. We're not going to go for Lamela instead. And there we go. So we'll just reject that one. And yes, I know I could have got both technically if I wanted because of that stupid fucking trade glitch. But I am not going to do that, basically because I really didn't actually need him, and I'd still be paying $10 million that'd be coming out of the transfer budget. So even though I would have gotten 2 players, technically, for the one, I'm still losing 10 million for getting Lamela, and I don't need him, so it's not a trade that I should have been making, so he's now not going to be in the team. Memphis Depay, Lacazette, and Raheem Sterling. Oh, it's DLC. Depay, Lacazette, Sterling. I wish that worked, but we can't go with that. I'm actually going to think, I need to think of something. I'm not ending the episode until I think of something. Lacazette, what about LSD? Lacazette, Sterling, Depay. Is that a bit over the top? I don't know. I'm actually honestly going to put it to you guys. You should know. Memphis Depay, M-N-D. So that's 2 letters you can work with. Alexandre Lacazette, A-N-L. And then, of course, Raheem Sterling, R-N-S. Figure something out. Figure out a combination. A 3-letter combination. I mean, Barcelona have got MSN. Real Madrid have got BBC. Figure something out for Leeds. You got Memphis Depay, Alexander Lacazette, and Raheem Sterling. Figure something out. I suppose you could go with MLS, maybe, for Memphis, Lacazette, and Sterling. But that's one. That's another one. There are a ton of combinations out there. See if you can find one. And I am looking really set. I think I might just advance. We don't really need to buy anybody anymore. I'm really liking the shape of the team going into it. We have another transfer of one of our players, Lewis Cook. Oh my God, yeah, wow, what timing. Okay, so here we go. We could sell Lewis Cook, who is the Leeds, what's the word, golden boy? I don't know, but he is straight out of Leeds. Yes, he's straight out of Leeds, and he's been with us all this time. He's getting toward the 80. He's a young prodigy. We're never going to see him really hit his potential at what it could be. I'm thinking he could get over 85 here. He's just a fantastic player, and he keeps consistently growing. We're never going to see that, though, this being the final season, so it's tempting to really get him for a good amount of cash and maybe bring in more talent. I don't know. I genuinely am tempted. I got to be said. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something absolutely freaking stupid. And I'm just going to counter offer for 50. If I'm going to sell him, it's going to be for tons. I want to be really angry at myself, but have a little bit of satisfaction knowing I've got like a shitload of cash off him. We could sell him between 22 and 35, according to my chief executive. Yeah, so, but I'm going to say 50. 50 million. That's what you're going to need to pay for. And we'll see what they have to say. That could be a bit of a 36. Oh my God, 36. Dude, I'm tempted to transfer for like 45. It could be possible. Well, I'll tell you what. This video's gone on for, I'm assuming, over 15 minutes. I really don't know. It's just a guess. And I'm stuck with a very big decision. Career-defining decision. We could sell a very young, good, up-and-coming player that could be a superstar one day. But we've just brought in bloody Michael Bradley to play at the centre defensive midfielder spot. We've already got Wanyama. I don't know how many games Lewis Cook's going to get, and we could nearly get him for 45-something million. This is where I'm going to end the episode and leave it with you. I've got you busy actually in the comment section in this video. This is what you've got to do. You've got to come up with a combination, a 3-letter abbreviation, whatever, for my attack force: Memphis Depay, Alexander Lacazette, and Raheem Sterling. And now I want you to decide whether or not I sell Lewis Cook, try to counteroffer again for 45 or something like that, 40 million even. Do I sell Lewis Cook? Do I get another player? I want your input big time. Set up a straw poll, do whatever. Put your input in the comments. Just tell me what you think. Let me know on Twitter even. Just let me know, guys. And until the next episode, thank you so much for watching. My name is MasterBucks. And yeah, until the next episode, have a good one. Bye-bye.